So I wanted to just talk a little bit about the benefits of ponds and mental health. I think for me this year I've had multiple brain surgeries, and I've also got spina bifida. I also suffer from depression, and I think for me this year the benefits of having water in my garden has been absolutely huge for me. I've had, besides the fact that I've had these surgeries, I've actually had a really good year head-wise. Sometimes I have bad days, sometimes I have good days, but I found coming out into the garden and just doing bits and pieces, just planting plants, feeding the fish, just sitting looking at my pond and listening to the water has been huge for me. Now I know that some people might say, well, it's expensive. Some people might say, well, they don't have the time. That's fine, but it doesn't have to be a huge pond. It doesn't have to be a huge water feature. It can be tiny. It can be whatever size you want it to be. But it really, really will make a change for you and for the people around you as well, because it's not just. So Mark has done a scrape on the koi and he's found Costia. So he's put FMG in the pond. We noticed that one or two other people were having issues with their ponds with fish splashing and things. So Mark did a scrape and found Costia, so he's put that in, and hopefully that will make a difference.
Water's nice and blue. Up the air in the pond. Turn the Nexus water blue. Things you do when you have koi. So I've just put another air pump on over there, 60 litre a minute pump, to add extra air plus that in there. So keep an eye on the fish for a little while. Weather's gloomy as hell. Mind you, it is October, I suppose, can't complain too much. But the pond's still around 16 degrees. So I did the temperatures this morning about 7 o'clock. The pond was at 16, where Joss's wildlife pond was only at 11 degrees. So there you go, back to you.
So yes, following on from what I was saying about mental health, I think if you can afford it, and you've got a bit of a garden, or even actually, yesterday I was looking at an indoor water feature. If you can afford something like that, then I would recommend it, because for me it's made a hell of a difference. And this year's been very challenging for me, and being able to grab as many minutes as I can in the garden has been hugely beneficial to me. also, I know that other channels, particularly Coys for Heroes, now he was in the Paras, I better say that. I don't want to go and say the wrong regiment, otherwise he'll have my guts regarded. And suffers from PTSD, and I know for a fact that his pond will have helped him. So I just want to, because it is Mental Health Day today as well, and I just wanted to make a little bit of a shout out for all those that are suffering with mental health and also physical disabilities, because it has made a difference to me in that way as well. Being able to physically move around more as well. So I just want to make a point of saying that having ponds in your garden makes a massive difference, and it has done to me. It's alright, I've got Mark behind the camera sort of pointing at the pond and trying to do a bit of directing. So, sorry, my hand's in the way. Oh, I think we've got Tom in the garden. So I want to say that it's really important, mental health. If you know someone who's got mental health problems, there's so much stigma out there. Please don't ignore them. Say hello to them. Really make a difference. Have a cup of tea with them. Go and sit by the pond with them. It makes a hell of a difference. And I can tell you now that most people have got some kind of mental health issue. May not realise it, but they do. So it's a big, big issue, and it shouldn't be ignored. And the more people that will acknowledge the fact that mental health is a real problem, then the problems in this country and around the world will become less. If people just acknowledge that mental health is very, very real, it's not just a bad day, it's much more than a word bad day. I'm digressing a little, so my point is, and just to give some advice to people, water is great for mental health, really, really good. Really good. I think I've said what I wanted to say, and I hope I've managed to get the message out there. It's not easy doing this video thing and saying what you want to say. Sometimes the words just leave you and escape you. So please, please, if you've got mental health, or you've got a friend who's got mental health, acknowledge them. Acknowledge yourself. Look after yourself. You're not crazy. You're just suffering. You're like other people, many, many other people. You're not alone. You are not alone. And with that said, I'd like to say thank you for watching and listening. It's really important. Thank you.
Even with Joss's problems, I'm going to take you to what she's been doing this morning. So she's redone the planters that I bought her. Let's squeeze past the tables. Redone all the planters around here. Redone these ones with flowers ready for the spring. There's a bonsai she got from the All Kent show at Detling a couple of weeks ago already. More of the planters from the area. Just got the last bit of trellis for the last planter, as we've now got winter clematis. So hopefully that little one will grow up over the winter, and it'll encase the whole area. So it'll be completely encased. There's a grape on that vine. There's another grape over on that corner.
Cosmos. No? Oh, the honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle. Good old Joss. And I've come back from helping my son this morning, and he's only gone and repotted a load of the plants which are going to go over winter into the house on the windowsill or window ledge, depends where you want to call it. And I built Joss a big compost bin so she can put all of her stuff in, which she can get to. And Ollie just wants to play ball all the time. Yeah, okay, we'll keep up, not.
Just one more thing to say before we say goodbye for today is I want to give a shout out to anybody who's got a pond who has a physical disability as well. It's not an easy thing, especially when I mean I have to have Mark to do most of it. You know, I do my bit. I'm a bit of a lunatic. Despite being paralysed from the waist down, I will get on the ground and, you know, crawl around and dig. And I know that there's lots and lots of people out there with physical disabilities that will do the same thing. I've always been a bit nutty. So I just want to give a shout out to those people that have physical disabilities of all ranges. Mine's spina bifida. I'm paralysed from the waist down. Not everybody's got that disability. There are different disabilities, lots of different disabilities, invisible and visible. So I think it's a great thing to do. It's a great thing to do, and it keeps you fit to a certain degree. And for me, it's my happy place. My garden is my happy place. Thank you so much for everyone listening today and watching. I really appreciate if you could give us a really big shout out. And give us a shout out and a like and a subscribe. And if you want me to talk more about water gardening and disabilities and things like that, let me know. You know, and Mark is my carer and my partner, my long time partner for life. I know, prison sentence. If you'd like me to speak more about disabilities and gardening and things like that, I'm more than happy to do that, so just let me know. Thank you, and please subscribe. Thank you.
My turn. They said get a dog, they said. It'll be fun, they say. Yeah. Just look what we've had to do to stop him from climbing up on the fence. You know. Krypton factor, you got nothing on us, look at it all. He's literally demolished the plants. So, but hey ho. He's fun. And I've got plenty of air on the pond, just so I'll put that other extra air pump on to make sure there's plenty of air in the pond. I just want to do a big shout out to a very good friend, a very good mate, for my Nexus 200. Tony Briggs lives in Folkestone. He's on eBay, sells loads of pond and bits and pieces. He's helped me with this Nexus because I only had an Easy Pod, which he swapped plus some money so I could upgrade to a Nexus, because I went bigger with the pond and the Easy Pod wasn't quite cutting it. It was on the limit of 10,000 litres of water, and the Easy Pod can only do 10,000 litres of a koi pond. So I managed to find this very good friend, Tony Briggs, who had a Nexus 200 in stock, second hand obviously, but if you can find him on eBay, he's well worth a shout. He does loads of koi pond stuff, bits and pieces, air pumps, UVs, Nexuses, cottony koi, multi-chambers, filters. So he's helped me out a lot. So underneath that black plastic cladding is an Evo 55 watt UV, which he's let me have at cost price with a brand new Osram UV bulb. So well pleased with him. Cheers, Tone.
No, my pond, goldfish are doing well. Plants are doing really, really well. I'm hoping that some of these pond plants will survive, because I know some of them are not native to the country, so let's hope we don't get too harsh a winter. I've got my Japanese fern there, painted fern. That'll look really nice hopefully when it's matured. I just want to make sure that you know my piece on mental health is really important to me, and I hope I've not offended anyone. I know that some of you who have channels do suffer from mental health.
Are you happy?
Yeah. So Lee, I know that you suffer from PTSD, Lee Hadfield. So I really appreciate how you feel, and how water makes you feel, being occupied, and just keeping your brain tuned in to something else other than your past or your troubles. It must be horrible. I understand how that is. And I think it's great that if everybody can support each other, then I think I've done my job. Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to add on to my previous message. It doesn't just benefit me, it benefits my family around me, that my mood's lifted, that my communication skills are better. It enables me to speak and to socialise more frequently and better. So that's my message, really. Having a pond has been huge significance for me. It's been a massive help. Apologies if I'm not looking at the camera. My phone, for some reason, the settings are messed up. Thank you for listening again, and I will talk soon. Thank you.